Hello. Guess what today is? Today is the very last day of classes, May 14th. So you have a lot to do in your packet today, so we're going to go over it. And I just found out from our Zoom conferences today that you guys are missing every other page from yesterday's homework, the May 13th homework on Pompeii. And you are missing every other page on today's homework, which is on the present progressive. So for today, I've included all of the missing pages into this video. For yesterday, I'm going to email the missing pages for those of you that I have emails for. I have about 20 from my 9 a.m. class, so I'm still missing about 7. I only have 5, roughly, from my 11:30 class and from my 5:45 class. So if you have an email and you haven't sent it to me, please send it, because you're going to need that reading challenge on Pompeii from yesterday. Or I might just do a little tiny video for the missing Pompeii pages for yesterday also. I haven't decided, but I think it would be easier on you if you emailed me so that you're not having to constantly pause and stop the video and then come back. So, but your choice. Okay, so today, Tuesday, May 14th, here is your very last cartoon, okay? And here you see the lion tamer, and he's got his chair to hold back the lions, and he's shooting a gun. And over here you see this lion saying, he's using blanks, pass it on. So, you know, basically the lions are only staying tame because they think that's a real gun with real bullets, but there's just blanks on it. And so that lion's telling the other lions that it's just blanks. And this was a perfect cartoon to end on, because this is the form, the present progressive form. He's using, which is a contraction of he is using. And that's what we are working on today. Excuse me. So basically, present progressive means something that's continuing to happen. Like if I said, what is the weather doing outside? And you said, it is raining, is raining. Or if I said, what are you wearing today? And I would say, I am wearing a green shirt. I am wearing. So basically the present progressive covers a be form of verb plus another verb that ends in the suffix ing. So talking, walking, raining, looking, wearing, shouting, all of those are the ing, but you have to add the be form of the verb. So we're going to cover that again, just to review. So I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are. So let's use talking. I am talking, you are talking, he is talking, she is talking, it is barking, we are talking, you are talking, they are talking. Now, sometimes those be verbs are a contraction. So it would be I'm, your, he's, she's, it's, we're, your, and their. So I'm talking, you're talking, he's talking, she's talking, it's barking, and my dog just was barking, wasn't it? We're talking, you're talking, and they're talking. So that is the present progressive form, and it's just something that's happening right now. It's occurring as we are talking. And it isn't something like I'm talking, I don't automatically stop. It's like I'm talking to you right now. It's a present thing, but it keeps on happening. I keep on talking to you, even if you don't want me to. Okay, so you're missing this first page. Yay! Page 112. So I'm going to pull that up for you so you can read it with me. Page 112. So basically this is just, and I had to take pictures of this with my cell phone, so I apologize for the quality of it. But basically this is telling you everything that you're going to be covering in this homework packet. The be plus present participle, spelling, how to do an affirmative and a negative, questions, short answers, verbs that don't use present progressive, and use in the future. Like, I will be missing you guys tomorrow. That's in the future, but it's still present progressive. Okay. So this is basically just a postcard, and it says, Dear May, Scott and I are in New York City. We are having a great time. We are spending a total of 7 days here. I am visiting old friends. Scott and I are doing a lot of shopping too. We are trying not to spend a lot of money. We are staying at the Royal Sonesta. It's a nice hotel. I like it a lot. Love, Anne. So let's annotate this real quick fast. If I can get it to annotate. Nope. Let me go back to that. Annotate. Use my little spotlight. So, are having, are spending, am visiting, are doing, are trying, are staying. Okay, so those are all examples of present progressive. The be form of the verb, some be verb, and the ing verb. Okay, so that was all that's on page 112. And then on page 113, it's going to ask you to look at all of these verbs, all of these sentences. And each pair, there's one that's wrong and one that's incorrect. Like, number 1, I go to work at Hills Bank every day. That's correct, because it happens every day. Number 2, I am going to school every day. That would be wrong. You would still say, I go to school every day. So they basically want you to make a guess at why some of those are correct and why some of them are wrong. And if you already know it, if this is a review, then you don't have to guess. You know why some of those are correct and why some of those are not. And just a hint, the answers are on page 114, which you don't have, so I'm going to share it with you. These are the rules for present progressive. I'm going to pull out my little annotating spotlight. Okay. So a present form of the verb is I live in an apartment. Present progressive, I am living in an apartment this year. It's a specific time, right now, this year. You walk to class every day, and you see the difference with you are walking to class right now. He usually works in the day. He is working now. She studies English here. She is studying French in France this month. It rains a lot in the summer. It is raining hard, so we can't go out now. We sometimes talk about our problems. We are talking about our problems now. They always arrive late. They are arriving right now. Okay, well, let me get rid of my little spotlighter. So when you use these, the simple present, it's the action is true all of the time, or this action happens many times. And the example they gave you is, I usually walk to school. I walked to school yesterday. I walked to school last week. I'm walking to school right now. I'm also going to walk to school tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Usually. It happens more than once. It's happening many times. Usually means many times. Or often. So you see how these little footprints are here in the past, right now, and in the future. Whereas present progressive, the action is happening right now. Right now, I am walking to school right now. I am talking to you right now. And then in the past, the action has already finished. I walked to school yesterday, and it only happened one time or a few times in the past. We had Mother's Day on Sunday. It's not happening next week or the week after and the week after that. It was last Sunday, so it was in the past. Okay, but just like everything else in English, there are always exceptions to the rule. And we usually only use present progressive with verbs that show action. I am eating. We are doing. We are listening. We are drinking. We are reading. We're watching TV. We're playing a game. I am saying many things. We are studying our English right now. We are having a good time studying our English. I am standing up. Those are stuff that you can see. I mean, actions that you can see, witness, observe. It's active. Now, some of these you can't really observe as easily. I see. Not I am seeing you. I see many things. Not I am seeing many things. You know, because we see all the time, don't we? Need. You can't see it. You can't see the verb need. Remember, you can't see it because it's in your head. You're remembering. Hear. You cannot see or observe here. Want. Forget. Own. Seem. It seems like we could do that. Not it is seeming that we could do that. Believe. That's another thought. Possess is just like own. Own and possess are pretty much the same thing. Feel. I feel. Have. Like. The be verbs is, are, was, were, am. Love and prefer. I prefer to do that instead of that. Not I am preferring to do that instead of that. Okay, so those are the exceptions, and you really, really need this page in order to do everything else following. So you really need that page. Now, I'm going to pull up some examples from all of those exception sentences that we just went over. I am going to show you some examples of those sentences. So here are the no action verbs. I see birds in the sky. I see birds in the sky every day. Need. I need more cherry Coke. That is so true. It's true yesterday, it's true today, it's going to be true tomorrow. It's a lot. Remember, we remember all of our cousins' birthdays. It's a constant state of being that we can remember our cousins' birthdays. Hear. I hear the TV from my living room right now. I hear the TV from the living room. You don't see me hearing. I'm not like, oh, I hear. That would be more like, I am listening to you. It's like, I hear it right now. Still going on, and still going on, and still going on. Want. She wants to go on a vacation to the mountains. It's an internal process. You can't observe it or see it. Forget. They sometimes forget to do their chores on the weekend. Own, not I own a black Jeep Cherokee, not I am owning. You know, you bought it, you own it. Seem. It seems too hot to work in my garden. That's not true. It's never too hot to work in your garden. Believe. I believe in kindness towards others. It's a state of mind. Possess. They possess 2 red cars. Not they are possessing 2 red cars because they possessed them yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. They possess it right now and they're going to possess it tomorrow. So they possess it a lot of times. Feel. I feel sad. I feel sad that this is our last day together. And that's a truth. Have. We have a lot of funny friends. Not we are having a lot of funny friends. You could say we're having a lot of funny friends over. But if you're just talking about something that you have, I have 2 dogs. I had them yesterday. I have them today. I'll have them tomorrow. We have. Like. They like their new apartment. And B, he is tired. Is that it? Love. They love football. Or they love their children. The children love their parents. Prefer. I prefer the color green over any other color. Okay? So can you see how it would just not look right? Let me just type a couple. If I put in, they are possessing 2 red cars. That would just look weird, wouldn't it? They are possessing 2 red cars. What are they doing to it? Are they hugging it? Are they holding it? Are they, you know, I mean, it's a constant state of being. Or he is tired. They love football. They are loving football. Okay, that means that they are loving it right now, but they didn't love it yesterday, and they're not going to love it tomorrow. It just doesn't even sound right. They love football. It's a state of being. Okay, so, but you are going to need that page to look back to all of those exceptions to the rule, because there's always going to be an exception to the rule in English. Okay, and the rules and instructions continue on to page 115, which you have, and I love the way they did this because it gave you an example of some rules that we've already covered. They did work. I am working, you are working, he is working, she is working, it is working, we are working, they are working. But then they did live. Let's see, let me just pull up. I am just about out of boards because I'm using a whole lot today. So I liked that they did live because it reminds us about when do you drop that silent E and when do you not drop that silent E. So the verb is live, and if we're changing it to living, what is the rule? Okay, remember you drop the silent E if your suffix begins with a vowel. See if I can do that backwards. Yes. You drop the silent E if your suffix begins with a vowel. Okay, and so they did that example. I am living, you are living, he is living, she is living, it is living, we are living, they are living. And then they did study. I am studying, you are studying, he is studying, she is studying, it is studying, which is kind of a scary thought. What is it studying? We are studying, they are studying. And then the next example they gave you was the verb cut, which you have to add a double consonant. And do you remember what that rule was? That was the one-to-one-to-one rule. Okay, if it has one consonant, one syllable, one vowel, and one consonant. So if we look at the word cut, is that one consonant and one syllable? Yes, it is. Cut. Does it have one vowel? Yes. Does it have one consonant? Yes. So it meets the one-to-one-to-one rule. So we have to double that consonant. Cutting. Cutting. I am cutting. You are cutting. He is cutting. She is cutting. It is cutting. We are cutting. They are cutting. Because it just wouldn't make sense if you erase that one. I am cuting. Completely different meaning. So it meets the one-to-one rule. So I liked it that they reviewed those for you on page 115. Okay, and then down at the bottom, it says careful. Let me see if I can get that closer. Careful. Watch out for these common mistakes. Don't use a verb or a verb plus s for actions that are happening now. And it's wrong to say Laura cooks scrambled eggs for breakfast now. If you see the word now, you know it's almost always going to be present progressive. The correct form would be Laura is cooking scrambled eggs for breakfast now. Okay, and then don't use ing for actions that happen every day or all the time. I am studying English every day. No, you just use the simple present. I study English every day because it happens a lot. Okay, and now page 116, you have a continuation of the rules or stuff that you need to be aware of. And so I'm going to share that with you. Page 116, 114, 118, 116. Okay, and make sure that you don't forget to add the be to your ing verb. I reading this book right now? No, that doesn't make sense. You need to say, I am reading this book right now. I am scrolling this down right now. And they just reviewed what we already did. Be careful with the spelling. Remember the one-to-one-to-one rule. If it's got one syllable, one vowel, one consonant, you have to double your consonant. Cuting, citing, planing, and then backwards, eating, helping, opening. The last three are wrong because it doesn't meet the one-to-one rule. Let me see if I can get this to annotate. Nope. I stop share. Try that again. Spotlight. Okay, so let's look at this. Does eating meet the one-to-one-to-one rule? Eat, yes, it's one syllable. Does it have just one vowel? Nope, it's got two. It's got the E and the A. So you do not double the consonant. Helping, does it meet the one-to-one-to-one rule? Yes, it's one syllable, help. Does it have one vowel? Yes. Does it have one consonant? No. It's got two consonants, the L and the P, so it doesn't meet the rule. The last one, open. Does it have one syllable? No, it's got two. Okay, so we don't. So just remember the one-to-one rule, one-to-one-to-one rule. Okay. And then they just reviewed again those words that are not active and that don't usually take a present progressive. Okay. Okay, so that's it for page 116. And then on page 117, they want you to include time words for the simple present, and then time words for present progressive. And so what that means, if you said, I work Monday through Friday, it happens every Monday through Friday. So that would be just simple present. But if I said, I am working on my computer right now, that would be present progressive. So they want you to write sentences that include time words for simple present, I work Monday through Friday, and then time words for present progressive. I am working on my computer right now. Okay. Oh, no, I thought I included it. Okay. So, and then on the bottom of this, you have to conjugate the entire format of counting, taking, drinking, running. So that means use each form. I am counting, you are counting, he is counting, she is counting, it is counting, we are counting, you are counting, they are counting. And then Joe is counting because it's a he or she. I think that would be a she if it's just spelled J-O. Joe and I, a plural subject, so are counting. So they want you to do it for counting, taking, which I like because you have to do the silent E. The verb take, do you drop that E after take, the silent E? Yes, because your suffix begins with the vowel, the ing. So I am taking, you are taking, he is taking, she is taking, it is taking, we are taking, you are taking, they are taking, Joe is taking, Joe and I are taking. And then run, it's the one-to-one-to-one rule. Run is one syllable, it has one vowel, the U, it has one consonant, the N, so you have to double the consonant. I am running, you are running, he is running, she is running, we are running, you are running, they are running, Joe is running, Joe and I are running. So go ahead and fill out this graph at the bottom of page 117. Okay, and then on page 118, I'm just gonna physically show it to you first. I've circled the exceptions to the rule on when you do not use present progressive. Remember, you don't use present progressive on words that do not show action, like it seems. You don't say it is seeming, you just say it seems, or I prefer green over the color red. Okay, and I think, did I give you some examples? Page 118. Yes, I did. So, oh man, I've got 5 of these boards. So number 2 is they like. And you do not make that present progressive. You don't make that present progressive. They like the month of May. Okay? So that one will not become present progressive. Number 2. Number 6, need is another one that you can't observe it, start. Like, I need money for my electric bill. I needed it yesterday and the day before, and I'll need it tomorrow too. But payday's next week, so I will pay it then. Okay. The soup is ready, comma, but it needs some pepper. Not it is needing some pepper, just it needs some pepper. So number 6 does not become a present progressive. Number 16, here. You hear music on the radio. Yeah, that's where I hear my music, is on the radio. Or you might hear it on Spotify or other programs. You hear it. Not you are listening, which is more active. It's like, oh yeah, I'm listening to that right now. But you hear it. Or I hear my fan through the bottom of the door. That's to keep the dogs out. Okay. Oh yeah, so I gave you the example. Listening is more active. You are listening to KSCB right now. So that one would be present progressive, but that's not even on there. I was just using it as an example. Number 17 is also an example, is also an exception. She has 2 cats, not she is having 2 cats. What does that mean? Is she having them for dinner? Or is she going to eat them? She has 2 cats. Just simple present, not present progressive. It doesn't show action. And then number 19, we prefer. Okay, you cannot see it. You cannot see the action from prefer. It is not an action verb. We prefer the color green. Good job. So do I. We all should prefer the color green. Okay. And then on page 19, you have this, and on this letter that David sent to Sammy, there are 23 subject and verb combinations, and they want you to mark them subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb, all of them, and then discuss with a family member, or you can just write it down somewhere, whether or not that subject verb combination is simple present, whether or not it's present progressive, or whether or not it's past. So I'm going to share with you, I did one of the paragraphs so I could show you what it should look like. Scroll down some. Okay. Oh, I typed up the whole thing, but I only did one paragraph. Dear Sammy, hi, how are you doing? How are things there? I hope everything is going okay. And by the way, I would not spell it that way. I would prefer that you spell it O-K-A-Y all the time. I'm writing you this letter now because I want to give you my address. I have some good news. I have a new place. Do you remember my old apartment? It really wasn't so nice, but the rent was quite high. I finally decided to move. My new address is 1706 East Powers Avenue. The city is the same, of course. Okay, so I put in green all of the subjects, and then in yellow the verbs. So it's a contraction of I am writing. So am writing is your verb, subject, verb, and what is that? Is that simple present, past, or present progressive? Okay, it's got the be form and the ing, and look, here's a now. So it meets present progressive requirements. So present progressive. Because I want is want. Can you see or observe want? No. It's one of those words, one of those verbs that do not show action. It's a state of being. So this would be simple present. I want. I have. Can you witness or observe the action of have? No. So it is simple present. And here's another I have. And then don't forget to include your helper verbs like can as part of your verb. This is a helper verb. So especially in questions. Do you remember? So do and remember is your verb. You is your subject. Do remember. Is that simple present, past, or present progressive. Do is in the present, so that's simple present. It is your subject, wasn't, so was is your verb, and that's past. Was is in the past. And then rent is your subject, was is in the past. I is your subject, decided is in the past. Address, subject, is, simple present. City is your subject, is simple present. Okay, so you go ahead and do the same thing. You put the subject and verb on each sentence, and when you get done with this, there should be 23 subject verb combinations. Okay. And then page 120 you don't have, so I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to show you the page, and then we're going to do a couple of those together. So let me share. I'm going to have to pull it up. Page 120. Okay. So now you're going to be, on page 120, you're going to be working on simple yes, no questions and short answers. Are you and Jim eating fried fish? Yes, we are. It's delicious. Are we taking this bus? No, we aren't. Our bus is different. Wow, are you going to the bank now? Yes, I am. Do you want to go with me? Is it snowing now? No, it isn't. It's not so cold. Okay, so when you have questions, you move the be form of the verb to the beginning of the question. And for short answers, you answer with the subject and just be. Yes, I am. No, it isn't. Yes, we are. Yes, they are. Okay. So you're going to have to copy these sentences, but there's not too many of them. There's only 5, so you can do it. So they want you to write a question using this subject, this verb. So I don't think I can do it up here, but I think I'm just going to, okay, I know what I'm going to do. This is a little bit more difficult. I forgot that. So I'm going to squish this up so we can do one together. Maybe. Okay. So Mark and Joe study English together, yes. So let me do number 1. Number 1. Are Mike and Joe studying English together? And they wanted you to answer with yes. So you put yes. And don't forget your comment after yes and no. Yes, they are. Number 2. I sit in your chair. Yes. So you're sitting in a chair, and I guess someone came in and it's their chair. Am I sitting in your chair? Present progressive form. And the answer would be yes, comma, you are. Number 3. It snow now. Is it snowing now? Simple answer, no, it isn't. Number 4, Victor watch football on TV. Is Victor watching football on TV? The answer, no, he isn't. Then number 5. The teacher talked about the homework. Is, oops, get down to number 5. Is the teacher talking about the homework? The answer, yes, she is. Okay, so those are the answers to page 120. Okay, page 121. They want you to make a question from each of these statements. And what I suggest that you do before you start to make a question is go through and underline your verbs so you can decide if which ones will take a simple present question and which ones take a present progressive question. And as an example, number 1, Jill swims laps every day. So Jill swims laps every day. Yesterday, the day before that, the day before that, tomorrow, the next day after that, next week. So it's something that happens a lot. So you just use simple present, remember? So A would be, does Jill swim laps every day? That's the answer to A. And then the bottom one, Jill is swimming in the pool now. Remember that now and the is and the ing. That would be present progressive. Is Jill swimming in the pool now? Oops. And those should, that should be a question mark. So, is Jill swimming in the pool now? Number 2, does Mr. Yoshida teach history? So, oh, yeah, the sentence is, Mr. Yoshida teaches history. He taught it yesterday, he taught it last week, he taught it last September. So it's something that has happened a lot. So 2A is, does Mr. Yoshida teach history? And then 2B, Mr. Yoshida is teaching Sue now. So it would be, is Mr. Yoshida teaching Sue now? Okay, but usually that now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 sentences that have that now. So when you see that now, or right now, you know that it's going to be present progressive, but not every present progressive sentence is going to include now. So, like number 6, Mr. Poe is preparing lunch. They didn't include the now, but he's doing it right now. Mr. Poe is preparing lunch. So the question would be, is Mr. Poe preparing lunch? So not all the time, but most of the time, you'll have to include that. Okay, I'm going to pause this right now so I can upload the rest of the pages that you're missing. So hold on 1 second. All right, so on the bottom of page 121, and then going on to page 122, which I'm fixing to show you, is they want you to write short answers for the questions in exercise 7. So like this one, number 1, does Jill swim 5 laps every day? Number 1, you would write in the answers, yes, she does. And then number 1B, is Jill swimming in the pool now? You would answer, no, she isn't. Okay, so that's on the bottom of page 121, and then it continues on to page 122, which I'm going to share with you right now. Page 122. Okay, so just follow their format, yes, yes, no, questions 1 through 8. Okay, and then I'm going to show this. So make a what question according to the answer that is given, and use these verbs. Hurry, call, play, write, cook, go. Did I use one of those? So number 1, the answer is scrambled eggs. So what do you think this would be? Let's see if I can insert a text box. I might not be able to, but I shall try. Or what do you think the question is going to be? It would be, no, that's too complicated. Sorry, my friends. I'm gonna delete that. Oh wait, let me try. So the question to 1 could be, what are you cooking? Let me see if I can pull that down. Wrap in front of text. Keep on going, keep on going. It's not gonna let me do that. Sorry. I'm trying to be so fancy, it's not working, and you just get to watch me do it. Okay. So this one is the answer to this one up here. So, what are you cooking? Is the answer to number 1. So you can cross out cook from your list there. Number 2, where? And then the answer is at the high school tennis courts. So what do you think that would probably be talking about? Okay. It could be play. Where are you playing? And it would be at the high school tennis courts. Okay, so you're gonna have to write down these sentences or take a picture of it right now so that you can get done with 122, page 122. Okay. The next page, page 123, I love these grids. It just really helps you kind of organize your thoughts and figure out, it just helps you visually see all those different verbs that we've been working on, simple present or past or present progressive. So they are wanting you, that's a present progressive form, they are wanting you, but I guess more correctly it should be saying they want you to, because want is not an action verb. You cannot see it. They want you to do this. I want you to do this. So they want you to write the present form and then the present progressive form of each of these verbs. So, for example, number 3 is they want. Ooh, that's so funny because I just talked about that, huh? So number 3, the simple present of they want is they want, and then the negative is they don't want. That's the simple present. Is there a present progressive form? No. So in your book, you would just X that out. Just put a big X if it doesn't have a present progressive form. Okay, the next one, Bill is listening. So in present form, affirmative, Bill listens. And then in the negative, Bill isn't, or doesn't. Bill doesn't listen, sorry, just thinking of something. Bill doesn't listen, Bill listens. And then present progressive, Bill is listening. In the affirmative, and then the negative, Bill isn't listening. Okay, so I did, well, they did 1 and 2 for you, and I did 3 and 4 for you. So you do 5 through 15. And if you have any questions, let me know. But if you just work on what you know, separate those verbs that are not an active verb, you can do it. Okay. Page 124, you have to have this picture to do page 125. All of the questions to this picture are on page 125, but you have to have this picture. So I'm going to share that with you so that you can stop it and just do it right now, or you can take a picture of it, however you want to do it. So this is page 124 that you're missing. Okay, so look at the picture below, and I want you to write 10 questions about the people and things in the picture. Try to use present progressive tense. Write 5 questions that have a yes answer, and write 5 questions that have a no answer. Okay, so I love this lady's face. I'm going to hide this ribbon so we can see more of it. Okay, so look at this woman's face. She's like frowning. Is she, 2 things, like, is she annoyed because that guy is eating a sandwich right next to her? Or is she concerned about something that she's reading in the paper? I don't know, but she looks really concerned. She's got a frown on her face. So basically, look at all of this picture, okay? Are birds flying in the sky? That's present progressive. Is this guy playing with a kite? Yes, he is. Is the wind blowing? Yes. Is the sun shining? Yes. Is this guy throwing a football? Yes. Is this guy eating a sandwich? Yes. Is this lady reading a newspaper? Yes. So, is this cat sleeping? Yes. So there are all sorts of present progressive questions. Let me make sure there's nothing left on the bottom of that. No, that's it. Is this man sitting next to this woman? Yes. Is this woman sitting next to that man? Yes. Is it raining? No. So they want you to come up with 5 questions that would have a yes answer. Are the birds flying in the sky? Yes, they are. Is that boy throwing a football? Yes, he is. Is that man throwing a football? No, he isn't. Okay, so take a picture of this video or pause it, stop it right there so you can look at it really well. And all of your questions from that picture are on page 125. And then you don't need any picture for the multiple choice on exercise 12. You just have to fill in the correct answer. Okay, same thing on page 126. You need this picture on page 126 to answer the questions on page 127. So I'm going to share page 126 with you. Okay, and those were just the leftover multiple choice questions from page 125. You just have to circle the correct answer. Uncle Ned blank is blank some hot tea now. So that now is kind of like an indication, right? So we wouldn't use preferring or liking or seeing because none of those are those action verbs, right? So the answer would be Uncle Ned is drinking some hot tea now. Number 8, where is Kevin? He's at Greg's house. They blank football. They playing football? No. They is playing? No. They are playing football. So the answer is A. Okay, now to the picture. They want you to use these 10 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the next page, you're going to use those 10 words to talk about this picture. It's very close to the one before. Let me make this big and hide the ribbon. Okay, so this picture on page 126, you need to answer the questions on page 127. Now just be aware that on those 10 verbs, you might have to change the spelling of the word. It's not just going to be automatically just like that. Okay. So that's the picture. Take a picture of it with your cell phone or stop this video right now, print that off. Okay. So on page 127, all of these questions have to do with that picture. So there are 6 people in this picture. They are in the park. Number 1, it is, and that is the form of the be verb there. It is. So you could cross out the be form. The sun is shining. And that's, remember the silent E is shining because shine ends with an E and it's a silent E, and your suffix starts with the vowel, you drop that E. Is shining. Okay. Okay, so guess what? That's it. Oh my gosh, that's it. I really enjoyed the Zoom conferences yesterday. We played karaoke. My 545 class didn't want to play karaoke. But I love karaoke. And just a warning, we're probably gonna have, if we have a combination of half online classes and half physical classes in August, we're going to be doing some karaoke, no matter where, because I loved that. And it's a good way to learn English is by singing the songs. And it's a program that I actually bought just for this. So we're going to use it. Okay, I told everyone at the Zoom conference yesterday that I'm sending you a letter, just a little letter for the summer, and it will come in official Seward County letterhead. So please look for that. And that's it. I'll see all of you in August. Now, I work until May 29 through 31st. No, 29th, because the 31st is on a Sunday. So I work till May 29th. So keep on doing your homework. And you can text me or email me your homework that you don't understand, and I'll make the corrections through May 29th. Keep on doing it after May 29th. If you are behind, don't worry about it. Those videos are up all summer long. You just keep working on those packets. If it's just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes on Wednesday, 15 minutes on Saturday, that's fine. Just keep on practicing English. And I will see all of you in August. Everybody have a great, wonderful summer. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the time that you have with your families. And I'll see you in August. Bye.